So today we're playing China Warrior, as you can see. Popped this bitch in, fired it up. Don't know what happened. Got some sort of glitch here. It's very strange. Just unlimited life. I've never had this happen before. I don't know. I didn't do any code. I literally just put the game in, turned it on, fired the bitch up, and here we go. Anyway, I wanted to do a playthrough of this game because I got a lot of memories. I want to share some of these memories with you, this full playthrough. Here's the first boss. As you can see, he's got... I couldn't tell if they were dirty pants or camo pants. He looks like a dirty-ass son of a bitch. Possibly, I don't know, an ex-American GI now in China. I noticed his forehead looks like a professional wrestler's, like Dusty Rhodes or Bruiser Brody or somebody that blades their forehead all the time to bleed. That's what that reminds me of. Anyway, we'll talk about the game a little bit as we play through. Yeah, I honestly, I don't know what the glitch is. However, it did allow me to play through the entire game unscathed. And I got to see all the bosses. I got to fight everybody. As a kid, I used to be able to play through this game. I did pick this game up back in the day when it was new. Probably about, well, not new because this game was released in 1987 in Japan. I made it over to about 1989 stateside. Here's some of the generic enemies. You got bees and you got guys, monks in robes. And the monks in robes change colors as they get progressively tougher. There's the second level of guys in robes. They're green and they can duck. And then there's the little fire seaman, I guess, that the boss level throws at you. Oh, there's some Bart Simpson slingshots, and then the classic rolling boulders. Anyhow, Hudson Soft released this game. Classic Hudson Soft. They made many classics I played growing up. I'm sure you did too. Legendary Axe, Faxanadu, Bomberman, the dreaded and loathed, yet often played in my childhood, Mickey Mousecapades. And then some classics. They teamed up, like I said, Bomberman and Bonk's Revenge with Konami. Actually, the Bomberman was in part with Konami. So they've done some good games. Clearly, the draw of this game was the graphics. This was, you know, just the beginning of the 16-bit era, and to see sprites like this were truly unbelievable. Here we go. A problem with the advanced sprites, though. They've just colored this guy with even dirtier pants and pink skin. It might be the same guy. Maybe just the sun's setting, and he ran around off camera to get ahead of us, and now we're fighting him again. I don't know what the hell's going on. He's got the same shred in the pants, so it's hard to say it's not the same guy. We will fight him again. He'll just be black next time we find him. So I don't know if he runs again around in front behind the camera so we can't see him, paints himself black, or maybe just as the sun sets, his skin darkens as well. Could be. Anyway, Hudson Soft. The pitch of this game clearly was the sprites. They're fantastic. They're beautiful. You see that in my Electronics Gaming Monthly magazine, my EGM back in the day. It's going to blow your mind. You're going to see those graphics. You're going to say, holy shit, this is Kung Fu taken to the next level. Fuck NES Kung Fu, I've got China Warrior. Well, Kung Fu, even though it's a simplistic game, is still far superior to China Warrior, unfortunately. So yeah, here we go. It's now nighttime. Again with the grays. There's some more of those fucking Bart Simpson slingshots they're throwing at you. Ooh, now we've got King Cobra snakes coming at us. Once again, I have no idea how I glitched this game to give myself invincibility. I literally popped it in, fired it up, and I did not take a hit this whole time. This was the first time I fired up this game in about 15 years, so I have no idea what happened, but anyway, it lets me play through, it lets me show you all the bosses, it lets us see everything, so never mind that I'm getting hit. Oh, there's the third level of bad guys, the bright orange, and their ability is that they could take 3 punches before they die, where the others can take 2 or 1, and the green guys can duck. Very, very Kung Fu-esque, as just a little bit more going on, but again, the graphics are pretty spectacular. This was actually the first game developed by Hudson Soft for the TurboGrafx 16, so I think they were trying to pack a lot of graphics in. And here we go. Here's the black guy. Again, the same dirty-ass camo pants, dark skin complexion. I don't know what's going on. I don't know if Hudson Soft, they're just like reskin the guy, throw him in as another boss. Okay, whatever. So here, yep, there's level 2 or level 3 done. So the main character of this game is Wang. Wang is his name. They could have came up with something a little more original. Here's a bonus stage, kind of taking off the Street Fighter 2, which was big at the arcades at the time. Pretty weak, pretty simple. Again, just a little mix-up is nice, I suppose. And here we go into level 2-1. So this was back in the day when stages were not just level 1, 2, and 3. No, we had to do 1-1, 1-2, 1-3. That was the format. Oh, look at those knives. Somebody's throwing them at the... What's funny is all this shit flies from off screen like that in this game. But you never catch anybody throwing anything. They never once show anybody throwing anything. The monks have their arms crossed, so I don't think they're throwing anything. Maybe it's the boss. As he backpedals just off screen, there's his fire semen he's shooting at you. And then... he backpedals, and then when you finally corner him, you get the boss fight. I always thought these boss fights, if they could have went into a slightly different mode. Here we go. Here's our Chun-Li nemesis. Look at that. She even does a fucking spin kick. If that's not a Chun-Li ripoff, what? I don't know what is, man. Very funny. She's doing kind of the... Oh, jeez. Anyway. Very Chun-Li. Even the colors of Chun-Li. And similar moves, just in a poorer form. Yeah, kick her again. Kick her again. Put that bitch down. Yeah. Cuddle up in the fucking fetal position, bitch, because Wang just whooped your ass. This game brings back some memories for me, for sure. I did have a TurboGrafx 16. I picked it up probably late 90s. I'm sorry, late 90, early 91, I want to say. The reason I know it was before 91 is that once I got my system, my best friend, John Both, we were hardcore gamers. Friday nights, Saturday nights, we had Genesis, we had the Super Nintendo, we had the TurboGrafx 16. As long as one of us had the systems, we'd get together Friday night, Saturday night, hook up our systems at each other's houses, and just have a serious game. Now here, talking about reskinning, that's our guy, just with purple pants, and I guess he's black or Mexican or something. I don't know. Anyway, so we all had the systems, but I remember it was 91 because John Both, a good friend of mine, he actually took his game, his TurboGrafx 16, to the card shop. Went into the card shop. Bill Barney, no. At this point, it was Bob. Bob was this old guy from Pittsburgh, ran the card shop, and my friend traded his TurboGrafx 16 with probably 3 or 4 games at the time for a box of 91 Upper Deck football. Now, if any of you know about 91 Upper Deck football, at the time it was the hottest item in the world. Now it's absolutely worthless. You can buy a box of that for like $10, maybe $15. They printed the shit out of it, and it is so useless. At the time, we thought it was so cool because we got to go home and open an entire box of 91 Upper Deck. Didn't pull shit out of it. Those Heroes of the Game cards, the Joe Montana inserts, yeah, you got shitloads of those. They're worth 10 cents a piece now. Oh, look, it's another skinned bad girl. It's Chun-Li in orange. She's doing the spin kick. Oh, my gosh. I think it's funny that obviously this game was... Oh, look at that. There's the super punch. I don't know how you do it. Occasionally you bust out this super punch on the bosses. Your fist grows to about 3 times the size, and you just rock the fuck out of them. I didn't really have to know how to do it because my game was glitched and I was invincible, so I could just kick the shit out of her, and that's it. But occasionally you do pull the super punch. So anyway, yeah, that 91 football story, that always cracked me up, and the card shop guy was more than happy to trade John for his fucking NTSC instead of bonus stage. I'm not sure what NTSC is, but that's the bonus stage. And they even say bonus points, but it's the NTSC stage. Yeah, so that 91 Upper Deck football was some bullshit, and I always thought that was funny looking back that he traded his TurboGrafx 16 for that, because I had got my TurboGrafx 16. I even remember getting China Warrior, and how that happened is a funny story. My grandpa was a big-time bowler. He bowled 3-4 nights a week. So in the bowling scene was all the pawn shop guys from around town. He bowled with John of Mr. Pawn, and he bowled with Steve of Acme Pawn, and he bowled with, anyway, all the pawn shop guys used to bowl with him. So he knew them all. My favorite afternoon activity was when Papa would pick me up from high school. He'd pull in. He had a 1977 New Yorker. It was a beautiful fucking car. Huge V8 engine in it. Just an impressive piece of machinery. So here's another boss, a different skin. Pretty cool looking. Again, with the robes, the sprite's amazing. Don't get me wrong. The sprite, beautiful. This game is beautiful. It really is. It's just very simple. There's nothing to it. Punch, kick, jump kick. Anyway, he picked me up in that 77 New Yorker, and we would go on the pawn shop circuit. I'd call him the night before. I'd say, "Hey, Papa, I want to do the pawn shops tomorrow." He'd be there about 3:30, pick me up from school 3 o'clock. We'd go out to Acme Pawn and Mr. Pawn, and I would take all of my football cards and my baseball cards and all the games I didn't want to play anymore, and I would trade them all to these guys, and they would, because they knew my grandpa, they always hooked me up. They always took really good care of me. And I would come home on these days with 5-6 new games. I really had it. I'm talking when I'm 10, 11 years old, I used to do this. So I would come home with some rare games people never even heard of. Heck, the TurboGrafx 16, I didn't know anybody else other than John and myself that had it at that time. And we went to a pretty affluent high school. People had money, but everybody still had their Super Nintendos and their Genesis. But nobody that I knew had the TurboGrafx 16 except for John and I. Look, there's Black Us, even blacker. So the last one must have been Mexican, because this is Black Wang, and the last one was Mexican Wang, and then we're the real Chinese Wang. Anyway, so yeah, no, that's just a funny story that I would take these baseball cards and football cards. I wish I still had some of them, Griffey rookie cards, stuff like that, and I'd trade them into the pawn shop. The old pawn shop guys would trade me a couple games back, but yeah, I used to come home with 4 or 5 new games a week from these transactions, and so I ended up with all these obscure titles, TurboGrafx 16. I was playing stuff, imports, things that people just didn't have. Looking back, at the time I didn't really appreciate it. I just thought, this is how you get games. It was how I knew to get games. I would rarely buy new games at that point. It was always trading, wheeling, and dealing. And I missed that. That was so cool. And I look back with such nostalgia on that. Those days with my grandpa, that was awesome. And the days at the card shop trading fucking football cards for video games. So anyway, here we are. We're getting a little bit into some of the later stages. Here's another boss. As you can see, it's rinse and repeat on this game. We've got the same guy now in pink, so it's just dark. Again, this is a great opportunity for everybody to see all the bosses. There are some cool bosses. The gameplay never picks up, never gets exciting. If they could have gone into some sort of fighting mode, a little bit different than the normal gameplay for these fights, I think it would have added a lot. I think that wasn't even on the plate at the time. Again, remember, this is developed in 87. 87, Nintendo was still big. We're still 8-bit era in 87. So this game in Japan had to just blow people's fucking minds. Here's another NTSC stage. And it's the same as the last NTSC stage. Oh, except for I was even worse on that one. So yeah, the TurboGrafx 16 was such a cool system. I had such great games. I had Bonk's Adventure, JJ and Jeff, Splatterhouse, Keith Courage, of course. One of my favorites of all time was Bloody Wolf. Bonk's Revenge, yeah. Bonk's Adventure as well. And then I even, at the end, I want to say I traded my TurboGrafx 16 and some games and a few other things. I ended up with one of those portable TurboGrafx 16 systems for a while there, too. Boy, I love the I love the PC Engine, the TurboGrafx 16. There was the basketball game and the baseball game, even the sports titles. It was all very good. The shooters, of course, as you know, are just tops. I was never a big shooter guy to begin with, but I did enjoy some of those. But for the most part, it was the innovation because, you know, of course, we still use the Genesis and the Super Nintendo for sports titles and stuff, but I want to say we dedicated a lot of that early, late 90, early 91 to TurboGrafx 16 playing for sure. I've since sold and reacquired TurboGrafx 16. Unfortunately, I was a wheeler dealer, so as soon as I wanted, say, the Super Nintendo, I probably sold all my TurboGrafx 16 or took it to the pawn shop and traded it all over. I also had a habit of trading video games for cards, unfortunately, and of course you get packs of cards and pull nothing from those packs. Wasn't like I was trading for Elway rookie cards or anything like that. No. I would trade for packs of 91 Pro Set. And if you know anything about cards, you know 91 Pro Set. Well, it's 91 fucking Pro Set. And there's a Rocket Ishmael rookie card chase in there that's probably worth about 30 cents now, if you could find a buyer for it. Yeah. Look at this guy. Same guy, rehashed. Blonde now. It looks like Ken. Is this Ken from Street Fighter? Again, Street Fighter was hot at the arcades, you know, late 80s, early 90s, so I was... You compare fighting games to what you know, that's what you know. Now, I played the shit out of this game. Like I said, I got good enough at this game. Back in the day, when I get those 4 or 5 games, I put some time into them. Whether they were shitty or not, you put time into games that you had back in the day, because it's all you had. You didn't have ROMs, you didn't have emulators, you didn't have all the options. So this was my option, was China Warrior, and I got good at this game. I played it thoroughly, and I could finish it without whatever happened here with this glitch. There are the bonuses, you can gain life and stuff, and I got good enough at this game to where I could finish it. Look, there's some people are just throwing nunchucks, perfectly thrown nunchucks. I always thought that was funny. Here's the orange 3-hit, guys. We're obviously in the cavern of, I believe this is the cavern of the drunken master. Look, he's throwing fans, and he's got the blue ceiling fire going now. And, nearing, oh, look at that. I don't even know what those are. Spheres? Fucking phantasm spheres? I'm not sure what they are. Retrospection, hindsight being 20. Look at that! God damn, is that an Indiana Jones boulder? Is that the boss? We just stopped. What the fuck do you do with that? I guess you just kick it till it goes away. Yep. Oh, here he is, the drunken master. This was always my favorite as a kid. It was funny. You got the lightning in the background. This guy's got the... It looks like a bag, like he's drinking from a bag of wine or something. And he's stumbling and bumbling, and you just beat the shit out of this drunk guy. But he's actually one of the only unique boss, which always made him cool in my mind, was that he's the only sprite that doesn't repeat, and he's, I think, about the only one dressed all in black, and he's definitely the only one that's drinking the whole time. Good stuff, a lot of fun. To come across something new in a game that's nothing but repeat. Yeah, like I said, retrospection, hindsight being 2020. This game sucks. It's absolutely terrible. Uh-oh, it's an avalanche! Oh my god, what are we gonna do? It's falling in. Oh, good thing none of those rocks hit us. They're all in the background. And that's it. Congratulations. And here's the big finish. That was the boss. That's the end of the story. Here's our final scene. We get the slow fade in and get the music. Yep. And here is again, back in a time when actually, honestly, it gives you more than some finishing scenes. The sun comes up, and we got the congratulations, and his skin tone changes as the sun rises. Again, showing the power of the PC Engine here. Oh, and then we get the credits roll of, there's Blade Man, Blades his forehead man. And there he is again, since we did fight him 3 times, just with different shades of skin. Oh, there he is. There's the black one. Is there the Mexican one? Are we going to see him as well? I guess they did put a beard and a mustache on him. There's Chun-Li. Wish she was Chun-Li anyway. Yeah, guys, anyway, I hope you enjoyed the playthrough. I hope it was fun to watch. A lot more stuff coming your way. I'm just getting the channel back up and running. I hope you liked the intro. That was a little something I had in the can from about a year ago when I first set up the channel and started running things. Enjoy the rest of my videos. Please subscribe, like, tell your friends, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.